Good morning, Pete here from A Bit Twisted. So we have a lesson today on learning how to draft, I guess. We need to kind of address an issue. People holding their yarn really stiff and everything just kind of, and it's really hard and it's not drafting very well, and they're pulling a lot, not being able to pull it all. One of the problems is you're holding your yarn fiber too hard. You're trying to be a gorilla. You don't want to be a gorilla. So I'm going to untwist some of this, and we're going to draft out. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you have your tension right, so treadle a few times, and then take your fingers here on your twisted thread and kind of back twist a little bit, and then draft out. So it's kind of like a technique with drop spindles, where you park and draft. So now you can spin it, let it take it up a little bit. Stop it, pull back. Take it up, stop, pull back. And you can do this by hand too. You want to just use your hand on the wheel, just kind of get a feel for that twist and park and draft. You can. But you got to let it take it up too. Not hold this too tight. You want to hold your fiber just at that point where the staple length of the fiber. Pinch and pull. Pinch up here and pull. Pinch up here and pull. If it gets away from you, you want to stop. You want to back twist and then pull some fiber out. And then you can start practicing with your treadling, and just treadle slow. Pinch and pull, but hold this fairly lightly. Got to hold this fairly lightly. Still enough to control it. And then every once in a while you got to back off again, because you're pulling your fiber out, pulling your fiber away and letting it twist. I like to back twist just a little bit anyway. I think that back twist helps open the fibers so you can draft it out of your roving or your rolag. And that just ever so slight back twist is enough to open those fibers enough to allow you to just draft out nice and straight, and you can control by vision how thick that bit is. And then we twist it, and there's your 2-ply yarn, and that's some really nice. That's really nice yarn. So practice that technique. Just by hand, move that wheel. If you're new to this, if you're not new to this, you don't need to do this. This is just for those who are just super new and are having difficulty drafting. Spin that wheel a little bit by hand, get some twist into it, and then you draft it out. But don't gorilla hold or manhandle your yarn. You want to kind of hold it like you're holding a hummingbird to not harm it, or holding a butterfly. Just ever so, but enough. You still have to hold it enough to control it so it's not going to get away from you, but not enough to hurt it. And again, we're going to test our yarn. And that's kind of the yarn we've got. And this is fluffy yarn. This is kind of a woolen prep here. Worsted prep makes for a thinner and stiffer, and works good for fine fabric and also for warp threads on the loom. And so that's where we're at now. And when you treadle, just treadle slow with just enough energy to get that wheel around. You don't have to treadle a mile, 20 miles an hour. You can just treadle really slow, just chunk, chunk, and practice. So start out practicing just by hand spinning the wheel, and then work your way to drafting, or drafting and treadling. My other video that's up is also on tension adjustment, so you want to make sure you go through that. And that one was for Scotch tension wheels. Not much really different than for any of the wheels, whether it's Scotch tension, double drive, or Irish tension wheels. You want your tension light, just enough to draw it on. And you see how I'm just not really spinning the wheel that fast? And I'm still getting plenty of twist in here and still getting a nice yarn. There you go. And that's another lesson in the books for you. And we'll talk to you all later. Thanks for watching.